Princeton. Beg? He's begging for plants. I know. You need a bath. Welcome back to Such Plants. My name is Ron, and I think we're gonna go plant shopping today again. Look at all those snake plants. Well, I'm looking for a house plant to gift to a family member for their housewarming, but I've never been to their place before, and I think they don't have a lot of sunlight based on what I've heard. So I'm looking for a low light plant, ideally a snake plant, but I'm planning on just going to Home Depot. I need to go look for a dessert to make or buy, and I need to upload my video, which is probably uploaded by now. It's the cutting of the Monstera albo. I'm standing right in front of my new IKEA shelf that I built for my plants. So here's the fiddle leaf fig, which I think is doing just fine. This leaf has kind of turned up a little to face the window, which is a good sign because we know it's active. The older leaf down there is a little bit browning, and I think that's just due to the plant acclimating to my indoor environment. But I'm thinking I might actually bring down one of my grow lights just to help it a little bit because it's still technically winter time, so there's not a ton of sunlight coming through the window. And the bamboo, which was previously here before. What are those? This plant I had upstairs, which I felt like bringing downstairs. This Dieffenbachia something. But here we have a tetrasperma. No, it's the other way around. Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. And the new leaf is just coming out. But I got this plant from Carrie Lynn's, which is a local nursery here in town. I got her for $22, which I know you can get it for much, much cheaper elsewhere. But since they are local, I just thought I'd show my support, you know? Plus, I think that could be, I don't know, pest damage or that spot right there. To me, at first, it looked like sport variegation, but now I'm not too sure. I'm just happy that it's actively growing. I might put this one upstairs along with the others. Here we have, we have a bird's nest fern that I got from Home Depot for $12.98, and I've always wanted a fern like this. Look at the leaves. First, they start out pretty solid like that, and then when they get a little bit more mature, they start splitting up like that, and they look a little bit squiggly. I think that's pretty cool. Hopefully this one also gets moved upstairs, but they're down here for now because they're kind of quarantining. As with all plants that you buy from stores, they might come with pests, so it's a really good idea to quarantine them away from all of your other plants. So with these plants, I've already treated them with a neem oil treatment, so they should be fine. I might do it again just to be on the safe side because they do need a little bit of watering pretty soon. But yeah, this is the plant shelf so far. This snake plant is $34.98 and has babies growing, so that's a good sign. But it's probably this price because it's in this big decorative pot. Here's a taller one, and it's $39.98. It's in a really nice ceramic pot, and it's much taller than the previous one. We have some smaller ones here for $10.98. These guys are $9.98 in these colorful pots. We've got these smaller ones for $4.98. They're pretty cute. Here's one for $29.98, although I think the pot is a little bit too big for this guy. And then there's these for $19.98. I think it's a pretty good size for an apartment. And it says here bright light, but they do just fine in low to medium light, although they will thrive if you put them in bright light. So when choosing a snake plant, you basically have these two varieties here. One has the yellow striping on the edges, and the other one doesn't. But the Sansevieria laurentii is the one with the yellow, and the Sansevieria zeylanica is the one without the yellow. Okay, so I lied. I am actually here at Star Nursery because the Home Depot that I just went to, they didn't really have a lot of variety in the snake plants, and most of the snake plants were really wet in the soil. And as a little pro tip for you guys, when you're looking for a snake plant, try to find a pot that is more on the dry side, because after all, they don't require a lot of water. But when you're bringing the plant home into your environment at home, which most of the time is less than ideal than a greenhouse, the soil, if you bring it home really wet, will have a harder time to dry out, and the plant might end up getting root rot and then slowly dying off. And then you'll start to think that it's your fault, when in actuality it's not your fault at all. It's the gardener's fault. So in addition to that, there were a couple of ferns, or a handful of ferns, on the bottom shelf, whereas last week were looking pretty healthy. But when I was just there looking at that shelf, they were all crispy. So the gardener at that Home Depot kind of needs to up their game in the watering department. Hopefully this Star Nursery has a larger selection of snake plants and different sizes, and I don't know, maybe I might have more ideas on other plants to get. Whoa, it's getting windy. Let's check it out and let's see what they have. Much cheaper than Home Depot's, and they all look so clean and healthy. Not as wet, a little bit moist. Much better than the Home Depot for sure. I'm gonna sneak this in this video, but look at this, guys. Variegated rubber plant. Ficus elastica teneki. Look at that white. I'm probably gonna get it. I'm just gonna take a quick peek outside. Promise, just really quick. Okay, we're gonna need one of these guys for that snake plant. Alright, so I literally could choose any one of these and I'd probably be happy. But let's try to find one that doesn't have a lot of that going on. Alright, I think I found the one. So I'm choosing this one because it seems to have 4 plants in the pot, whereas all of these other ones seem to have only 3. So this is definitely more bang for the buck. But also, all of these lighter green tells me it's new growth. So I think overall the plant is pretty healthy. And of course, it's for $14.98. There's also a new bud peeking out of the soil right here. It's a pretty happy plant. So I'm gonna get this really nice pot here. I'm kind of jealous because I wish I had gotten this for myself. It's $50, but there is no hole in the bottom, so I might make a hole there, proper drainage, even though this plant doesn't require a lot of watering. Yay! I think that was quite a steal. That was a good deal for that $15 snake plant. Except for that planter, it's kind of pricey, but it looks really, really good. And we're gonna do a potting right after this, so This is turning into a longer video than I thought. And that rubber plant, the variegated ficus teneki, I'm so excited for that. It has a lot of white variegation on it. Hopefully I don't kill it though. We'll see, but cross my fingers. So let's get to potting, or repotting. All right, so here we are in my backyard, and here is the planter that we got from Star Nursery. Really nice. Sorry about the noise, guys. There's a little halfway hole, but I'm gonna use a drill to make it go all the way through so that we have proper drainage. And I have my electric drill behind me, cordless, so let's get to it. So there we go. That was quite easy actually. It's so noisy. So now we're gonna create some soil and treat the 2 plants that I bought today with a neem oil mixture. So for the snake plant, I'm gonna treat it after I repot it because it's a big plant. Look at those roots. Are these rhizomes? Nothing's really black or mushy. So I'm just gonna tease the roots a little bit, loosen the soil, and then we'll put it into the new pot and then backfill it. Switch up the angle a little bit. Alright, I think I'm done. It's kind of difficult. Try to fit the whole plant into the planter without trying to separate them into different plants. Hopefully it does okay in there, and it should. Okay, so now I'm going to be treating that snake plant with the neem oil. For extra measure, I'm going to dress the top with a little bit of mosquito bits, just to prevent any fungus gnats from developing. I didn't really notice any pests when I was looking at the soil, so that's a good sign, but just in case, this won't hurt the plant at all. Alright, so it's been a couple of days since the housewarming actually, and I'm happy to report that the snake plant is appreciated, yay! So they've admitted that they were sort of plant noobs, admitting to have killed every single plant they've owned. And it was so funny because they filled their place with a lot of fake plants, like those little fake succulents and those tiny pots. I'm glad that I've given them a snake plant because that is totally a beginner plant, hard to kill, easy to maintain. I told them exactly how to take care of it, and it looks really, really good in their place. So what I said earlier about their place not having a lot of sunlight, I was wrong, because they have gorgeous clerestory windows west facing, so they have a lot of afternoon sun, especially out here in the desert. Plants should be very, very happy. If it's not happy, and if you guys are watching this video, lifetime guarantee, so just reach out and I'll be there to help you with anything. So yeah, thank you for coming plant shopping with me. I hope you had fun, and if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up and transcribe. So hopefully the snake plant grows up to be very, very full, even more so than it is right now. And I don't know, I'm excited to see whether or not they decide to propagate it and multiply it. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!